Well, we're back. So we got that piece trimmed out of there, but I got to get the rest of this floor pan off. So I'm using my, oh, isn't that a fun noise? Isn't that what that's what you want to hear, isn't it? On a video. Oh boy. Okay, let me work at this with two hands and get this off. Oh, now the compressor's running too. Great. Our pad is really nice. I'll have to grind this down a little bit with Black Death here and make that a little smaller so the floor pan fits right in that. But it's not rotted off, that's for sure. So I got things ground down where this fits into the pad really well. My holes line up. My wacky gap stick is good. That hole lines up. And my holes for my original, here's my original. Ouch. What did I get? Oh, I got a sliver. Nice. Match up pretty close. So we're pretty good. We got a hole there and a hole there for a screw for alignment. I have a little hump here, but that's not a problem because the other one I had to cut a little bit off the top too, and a little bit off right here where I made this patch. Okay, so let's get this off, clean this out, and let's look at the structure of our throttle tube and our gas line and see if it's all going to be okay. Is it secured nicely? All right, going to be 95 degrees today, so I'm only working till noon because it just turns into a firebox in here. 95 in March. Wow. Okay. If you look here, this is the gas line, and it's suspended over everything, which is great. Which is really intelligent, really smart. Okay, you can see me wiggling it. Okay. And it has a little surface rust on it, but it's not really bad. And then you get back here and it has Cosmoline on it. So they did it right this time. I did touch that just slightly with the grinder, but it didn't only take the Cosmoline off, so it's okay. And then if you feel up here, there's a big tube. Right up here is a big tube. And this is your clutch tube. And this is the one I want to make sure is secured, because it's supposed to be secured here, which I don't. Can you hear it? It is not. So, but that's okay. We can put the patch on because it's secured up front. We'll have to secure, I think this is where it was right there, where the little rust spot is, where they welded that. So I'll have to take these levers off, and I'll have to get up there with my welder, push that in with a screwdriver, and weld that tab back on. But this isn't going to stop us from putting a patch here. Here's the booger welds from my other patch, and I'm going to have to touch those up. I'm going to put a little piece of metal over the top of this, fold it, and put it over there so I don't inadvertently hit that with my welding wire. So I'm going to weld up those holes. That's not too bad. And then I'm going to cut myself a patch and put a lip on it right here, and we'll put that on there. Everything looks to be okay. That looks like the only patch that needs to be done. Oh, there's one more. There's one more line, and it is the throttle cable, but the throttle cable usually isn't a problem, and it's perfect. The throttle tube is perfect. It's okay. It's not bad. We will have to weld the clutch tube back on there, but that's not going to affect our patch here. Here's another cool invention I want to lay on you. What the hell are you talking about, you moron? It's a soap dispenser. Au contraire, mon frere. It's a foaming soap dispenser. Is that cool or what? My other soap dispenser, it would give you raw soap, and then half of it would go down the drain before you could get it wiped on your hands, and spooging all out all over the place, drizzling all over the counter. Oh, what a mess. That's better than sliced bread right there. I'm out of wire again. I kind of knocked all the big lumps off my booger welds, so that's there, and it's pretty strong. If it wasn't for the thinness, these things fit so nice. They fit very well. So I have some screws, some sheet metal screws, holding it down. I've got to weld the pad back here, up there, and then put a few tacks on here. Of course, eventually I'm going to have to weld it all up, yeah, but I'm just working towards the weekend. Does that make sense? Everybody's okay. These don't have holes in them because I used lengths of the channel that were rusted on the old one. I'll have to drill holes in it. That's not a big problem. I know a guy with a drill. So I'm going to put a strap right up here, and it's going to go across and weld right there. Then I'm going to put a strap up against this, kind of up against this, go across, and right there. And I'm going to make it out of the same thickness metal that is, which I think is 1/16 of an inch, which works out to 10 gauge or something or other. And then back here, I'm going to do the same, and I'm going to put a little slot. This one's going to be a little tricky because it's going to have to go across, down, and then kind of up, and yeah, so that one's going to be a little tricky bend, but that's not a problem. So we'll have a kind of a box section here that's going to support the seat a little bit better. Once we get the beautiful heat channel bolted to this, it'll be very strong. Yes, this is thin. I had in some comments that as long as I protected it, painted it, kept it rust proof, you know, it's a tin bottom, so there's no real structural support other than the seat, and I'm kind of doing that up with the strap there, and there. So we should be okay. All right, let's get tacking this and building these straps, and hopefully I can get this taken care of today because I'm getting really tired of welding and I really want to start working on that front end. I was also looking at these little spot welds used to hold the seat frame on. Oh boy. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3. Is there 4? 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 little spot welds. 15 little spot welds. So I'm going to put the bean, I'm not doing plug welds. I'm just going to put the beans to it here and almost melt through both. And, you know, same. I'm going to do some more welding there because that's just ridiculous. That's not enough. You get a seat that's stuck and you wiggle it around a little bit, and one of those bust off. God, I can only imagine. And then, yeah, those need re-welded also. So I took a break and I'm watering my hydrangeas. Okay, and it's so dry here that the ground is cracking. There's like a big hole right there, and the crack, you can see the fissure. It just keeps going, and we really need some rain here. The bad deal about that is when the more it dries, it pulls away. And if you got a water line going up to your house, break your water line. Anyways, yeah, okay, back to the Volkswagen. Beautiful day today, though. Beautiful. Yeah, coming right along on this. I've got the 10,000 spot welds going all around it. I got a strap right here, and I got a strap right there. I got to manufacture another strap going in the back. I did some welding back here, weld up these pieces a little bit better. And the straps connect to our 3 pieces we put up underneath, so that when I bolt I'll have a little bit better support. I mean, the floor pans themselves would be okay, but I'm still, yeah. And then on the seat frames also, I'm hitting them and making sure I got those welded in really well too. Every little spot weld on this that they did in Mexico, I'm redoing it with some really good welders, or real good welds. I'm into this, probably I'll be into it at 2.5 pounds of welding wire so far. 2.5 pounds of welding wire to put these pans in and fix that on both sides. Wow. Lots of work there that I didn't show. There's my patches, don't beat me up. It's okay. Strapped across there, strapped across there. I welded that piece of metal to the pan, and that's going to allow, and to these. So it's going to allow a nice little box section there. It's going to support the seat a little bit better. And we have one up here as well. Did the same thing on this side. We welded these tubes back in place. I kind of did a quickie little grind to them. I welded them, and then I run some urethane around it also, because right in the center of both of these, they're cracked, and if you did it about 6 times, they'd be broken half. So did that, but and I'm happy with that. I used some brown 25 to seal this all up. Paint it, we'll do that tomorrow in just like that. It'll be done, and then I can start working on the front end. About that time, my parts will start arriving. Probably what I'm going to do is when I get this all done, I'm going to jack up one side, and then that way it'll allow me to crawl up underneath there. I'll be able to grind any stalactites that need to be ground off, and sand it, and then paint it with some enamel. So coming right along, floor pans are in and welded. Beautiful. Now I just got to paint them. Okay, it's the best thing that I have. It's a little black and a little red, so it'll end up being brown. But it is what it is, and you're not going to see it anyway, so it's just protectant. On the bottom side of the floor pan, I'll do it in black, but I have this, so I'm going to use this. Okay, what you got to get it put it in you. So use what you can. use whatever you got, best way you can, you know, unless you're looking for some kind of fancy show car. You know, some enamel is great protection. Put it on good and thick. There you go. Not perfect, but it's better than what it was. And what it was nothing. 0 there. Okay, kind of a brown color. It'll be fine. 2.5 pounds of welding wire. I started out with a 1/2 pound, almost a full roll on a 1 pound. That's what I've got left. I figure I use 2.5 pounds on this. All right. Check me out on my next video. Like and subscribe. See y'all later. Thanks for wrenching.